Hi friends, welcome to Tasva Overline. My name is Angie and this is the first episode of a series I am dedicating to the SPICES framework in Scouting. To quote directly from the Scouts Australia website, the areas of social, physical, intellectual, emotional and spiritual make up the fundamental basis of a person's character. Obviously, this can be tailored to suit each Scout group and sections, aimed at encouraging key areas of development for all involved. Today we're going to be focusing on the spiritual aspect of the SPICES framework. So, Robert Baden-Powell, he founded this organisation in 1907 in Britain. This is important because you have to consider the climate that he was growing up in. Due to the dual influences of military life and a Christian upbringing, he had come to the conclusion that young boys and men needed better role models and guidance into the future. In his book Roving to Success, Baden-Powell suggests that to fulfill a happy life, one needs to trust in God. The original Scouting promise was, I promise to do my best, to do my duty to God and my country, to help other people at all times, and to obey the Scout law. Over time, the laws and promises have changed to reflect the modern society. The new laws emphasize three parts: duty to your spiritual beliefs, duty to others, and duty to yourself. This is also represented in a more mature framework, the internal compass, which prioritizes respect for others, stopping for reflections, being thankful, and exploring your own beliefs. In the spirit of multiculturalism, encouraging people to join Scouting and maintain their own beliefs while still respecting the other points of Scouting has allowed for this movement to spread across the globe. World Scouting tells us that Scouts are currently active across 216 countries and territories, with over 31 million people involved. In allowing members to be true to their spiritual beliefs, rather than insisting deference for a Christian God, Scouting is still able to be enjoyed by all. So now you're probably thinking, well, that's all well and good, but how am I going to put spirituality into the regular overnight? And I'm glad you've asked, because that's what this video is all about. SPICES is a good framework, but sometimes it's not very helpful and you need a little bit more inspiration. So here is a short list of activities that you can do on your regular Rover night. If you have a Rover member of a different religion, they could host a night where they explain their religion, its customs, history, and their interpretation. Visit a local spirituality centre, such as a temple, mosque, or church, and hold a discussion or even tour with the leader of that centre. You could hold a yoga or meditation night. This one is pretty easy. You can visit a yoga class, attend a meditation centre, or even just follow along to a YouTube video. There are hundreds of those. Host a trivia night. One person can organise questions regarding various religions, and other teams have to answer correctly. These questions have a lot of potential, as you can restrict it to the top current religions, to a particular religion, or throw it way back to ancient Egypt, Greece and Italy with questions about their customs and beliefs. Hold a discussion night that compares the current popular religions. Discuss how Christianity, Judaism and Catholicism differ and what key points they agree on. Discuss the main laws of popular religions and see if they are at odds. Could make for an interesting night. These activities all relate to some valid form of spirituality, but what about those rovers who don't actually care about religion? In Australia, atheism is currently on the rise, with the Australian census reporting almost a third of Australians indicate they do not follow any religion. Of that third, it was found that young adults aged 18 to 34 were more likely to report not having religion than those in other adult age groups. And just to make it even more specific, the state of Tasmania happens to have the lowest amount of religious affiliation. Cool! So, given what we've just learned about the lack of religious affiliation in young adults in Tasmania, which happens to be the entire demographic of this video, here are some ideas for atheists. A discussion night. How is spirituality relevant in our everyday lives? Why are people religious? How does prayer actually work? There are quite a few YouTube videos out there that could help with discussion points if you aren't sure where to start. Organise a night hike to the top of the nearest mountain and stargaze. Sit around a fire to feel a sense of community, or plan a night to share what helps you all achieve a sense of peace. Explore myths and legends of the original people of your country. The Indigenous communities of Australia closely linked their spirituality, with the land they lived on. Hold nights dedicated to observe lesser-known religions such as Jediism and Pastafarianism. Create a religion. Bonus points are given for certain features such as martyrs, messiahs, and miracles. I will add here a small reminder that the laws and promise do emphasize respect for yourself and for others. Religion is one of those topics which can turn controversial very quickly, so it's important to know when to agree to disagree, as well as show respect for others and their spiritual beliefs. This is particularly relevant if these people have come into your crew and been vulnerable and opened up about sharing their way of life. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Tas Roverline. Hopefully you've gotten some ideas for Rover activity nights, a little insight into scouting and religion, and maybe you learnt something that you didn't already know. Links will be in the description box down below. May the Force be with you, and also with you. Bye!